Yeah, 28 grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Little people the kings, little people the kings. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Yeah. I'm the champion, I'm the champion, I'm the champion, don't know why you can't wanna wait to beat with the speed just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early didn't finish the plate. Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that, losing makes me sneeze. Like you phony rap cat, about to make me squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, ATL is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you rap cats, so you niggas my sons and I'm the truth. Why? Cause I'm the motherfucking champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Still rep the A&T, but I carry my throne. God bless every child that can hold it home. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause there's another rapper out there better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you die. So when you can't scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the how. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the damn cat know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. See, I put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people licking trade love. In my throne, I'm the key. You can put that on my heart and I'm the God. Cause I'm the motherfucking champion.
Legacy Unlocked. When you're locked out of your vehicle, can't get in your car, call Legacy. Serving West Palm Beach and surrounding cities. That's area code 229-630-7615. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you been denied disability, social security, or custodianship of your children? Call Antonio Williams. He has the knowledge and experience to fight the government on your behalf. Let him represent you. That's Antonio Williams, your non-legal attorney consultant.
Just-in-time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at www.justintimeaccessories. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to the Anthony Brown Show, this segment that we call the ATL. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just want to remind everybody, if you're new to this segment, definitely hit that subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing to subscribe. It's free. Just click the subscribe button. The purpose of hitting the subscribe button and also clicking the bell is whenever we go live or post new videos, you'll be notified. So definitely hit the subscribe button, hit that like, which is the thumbs up button, and comment below during the show. And if you comment, we'll show your comments, read them live on the air, and respond accordingly. Guess what? I'm joined tonight by my sister, the very beautiful, the very lovely Tayama.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
How's Tyson?
He's with his grandma.
Okay, so you got a little freedom tonight.
Oh. Don't judge me, y'all.
All right, and of course we're joined by none other than Mr. Shawty Doo, my brother, Mr. Freak Nasty himself, ladies and
Child, new hairdo alert, taped up and all. Can't tell him nothing.
ATL.
Father God, in the name of Jesus,
Okay, hallowed be thy name.
help us.
By dream them come.
Wow.
Talk about Daddy Bailey, and we're also joined tonight. And we didn't want to say I'm going to be by ourselves, so we wanted to find some nice juicy cakes, some voluptuous,
Exactly. Because T Savage done left my tea hanging.
some plumpness, but we wanted something that was a little bit more healthy. So we went and we found the juicy cakes.
Blessings, everybody. Blessings.
I cannot.
How's it going with juicy cakes?
It's going. Y'all are too funny.
The juicy cakes is our nutritionist. So whenever we need to discuss something about,
How come I'm just Tayama and y'all all these other things?
You the money bag. You got the dollar bills.
Bills,
Okay,
yeah. Oh goodness, these people is a mess.
Tim was a whole mess.
But listen, a good mess.
Tam, I promise you, I was looking up here too just a second ago. I was like, damn, Tam ain't got no title.
I ain't got no title, but I got a shitload of titles I can put on there.
There.
No, they're supposed to. No, that ain't what they're supposed to say. They're supposed to say boss lady.
But the background, the living room, the kitchen. I mean, no caption needed.
Hey, Tony, tell her it is a caption needed. At my house, it's a caption needed. Too many damn stairs.
Okay.
Tony say, this nice. I say, but the stairs right. He like,
Okay, like Jesus Christ.
3 floors.
Yeah, man.
Look, our stair climber went out, so I gotta walk the stairs.
Oh, girl, how many stairs you have?
3 more than 3 is too much.
No, that's why I'm at over here, girl.
3 flights.
18,
Once I'm on the 3rd floor.
You said 18, 19 steps?
Look, I don't even go in the basement.
Listen, Tayama got at least 36.
Yeah,
listen, I got rooms on rooms on rooms. I got enough bathroom. I feel like Lil Wayne, child, baby. I say, count them. Go ahead.
Hey, Juicy, you should have saw Tony when he went to the house. He gonna call himself gonna walk behind me. I told him, oh no, you ain't. You better go so I can be behind you. To no, just in case I slip, I can fall on everybody else. Boy.
Y'all gonna brace my fall.
Let me tell you how rude I am. You come to check my house, I ain't even going with you on the 2nd floor.
Go on and take them up there, Legacy. Go on and take them.
You know your way around. So I'm the worst host to have at my house.
Then when I got to the 2nd floor, not the 3rd floor, the 2nd floor, I was tired.
I told
my sister,
she got it.
My sister Brittany crying over the place that I gave her in my name. Girl,
she talking
do you
about
want to switch? I pack up all this shit tomorrow if I gotta stop taking these steps.
I'm gonna count them the next time I come over there. I'm gonna count them steps because I know it's at least by anywhere but 15 to 18 on the 1st floor going up to the 2nd floor.
Y'all gonna quit. I don't know why y'all playing because Don Allen kitchen is bigger than mine.
Go to commercial.
That's what he said. What he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Ooh.
Man,
I was trying to hold it in. I thought you was
y'all,
gonna go to
guess
commercial.
what I accomplished though?
What's good,
Y'all
mama?
ready?
Yeah.
Y'all leave
On
done
the pattern, I finished the provision pattern. So for 12 months, for a year, nobody could touch it. And I also secured my attorney. Won't they do
Boom.
it? Won't they do it?
Boom.
Let me tell you
And
what an attorney got me at. Huh?
let me
You
hit
need
you with the.
you
Let me hit you
needed
one
a
more time with
patent
it.
attorney.
Boom.
But let me tell you how she tried to get me, y'all, like I was Bobo the Fool. She was like, you could either pay me up front now or on the bike end when you get the patent and it's been distributed, she could get paid within then. Nah, boo, give me my fee now. I don't need no interest on the dollar. What do you need? What do you need? Bro, it's real in the Holyfield. So I did that, but everything else I ain't.
I'm waiting to see the book cover.
Tony, I have to show you what was the rough draft for the book cover. And it's working on something else because how I'm this popping, but the bitch ain't that popping. But I'm so excited. Let me tell you when you know you're excited and you're living up to your potential. When someone is literally trying to argue with you or put you in a bad vibe, and you know what? All you do is send them back love. You want to argue with me, but bro, I ain't got no, I'm so blessed I can't even argue with you. I can't even let you drag me where you want me to be because God, like, nah, bro.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm like, this, huh?
Hold on, Tate. We finna see it.
I'm gonna see if I can bring up the book. Hold on.
So this the rough draft version of it.
This is the rough draft of the book.
That's it.
But
yeah.
And right, the lower left hand corner, the lower right hand corner where that black spot is, that's gonna be the USB, the ISBN number, for sale, and then the other black spot is gonna be Tiama's picture.
That's my sister. That's my sister. That's my sister.
You know where to get the numbers from?
Yeah, Tony do.
Okay, because especially I could send you the information to get it, the barcodes.
Hey y'all, listen. I feel like I'm on the movie The Help, and remember when they said the lady said at the end of the movie, The Help, to my son always said there was gonna be a right in the family. I guess that's gonna be Tayama and Tony.
Man, let me tell you, y'all know what's so funny? What's so funny? I always was like, I would do it. This is way back in Tallahassee time when the jit ain't got nothing but energy and time. But I promise you, when I gave birth, anything that I was, I'm like, I gotta be way up here to where he like, you know what? My mama did this, my mama did that, my mama did. Everything gonna be on his mama. Cause his dad never did all that school type shit. He street. So I'm like, we finna stack it up. Whatever I know I could have been, we finna do this before I hit that dirt. Thank you, Kamal. Kamal, we was finna come see you yesterday.
Man, Kamal, somebody get this damn man some. This shit is crazy.
Why is you messing with my boyfriend?
This man is always brown
My
nose.
sister wife come on here for you messing with her husband. We gonna jump you, yeah.
They go my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother.
Hey, let me tell you, I know this book is coming this summer. Do you know? I know it's coming this summer.
And then me and Juicy gonna drop our book. Juicy gonna drop the nutritionist book, and I'm gonna drop the deliciousness book.
And I'm gonna call Juicy, and I'm gonna tell her we gonna go through recipes, and we gonna do her a recipe book.
Well, that's actually what's in the making, but it's not me who's
Honey.
doing it. The kids are making a recipe book.
Aw, get it?
Hey, Mr. Phelps, what's up, D?
Do you,
He's in the house.
let me tell you, to know me is to know. If you are in my inner circle, you have nowhere to go but up. Fail is not an in my line legacy. Tony will take. So when we doing this, what are we? It is not an option. My best
Listen to me,
friend, he
Juicy.
got to make an appointment with himself to look in the mirror.
Damn.
And that's my motherfucking Tony. Did we say that today? He worked too much.
Yes.
Somebody asked me today, I don't really see you with him. Y'all still friends? Only way he leaving me to death do us. And even then, I think our soul so tired, my heart gonna die, and it's just gonna break, and I'm gonna die with him. So I don't know how that's gonna work.
Listen, tell me that you say that when go ahead, Juicy, because I think you were talking about your daughter and her book.
Well, no, but it's not my daughter. It's her recipes. So I guess it's her. It's all of them putting together. But the kids, but it's the recipes that the kids like. So it's a kid cookbook on how to be a family vegan, and they're doing they're drawing the pictures and stuff. That's what's the longest. The part is written is to get the artwork to match it.
Let me ask you this. And this is something Juicy, are the recipes in there kid friendly, meaning recipes that kids could do?
That kids could do and kids enjoy. So so the concept is for, well, like I say to you all, each one teach one, but we can't just be sitting here getting right and leaving our children behind.
Oh, okay.
So
I was gonna say, don't get a combination, girl. You having blueprint.
No, I'm not
Bike
giving
away.
a combination.
Hey, look, you getting on sticky grounds. Come back, Juice. Come back.
No.
Right? Listen. Come back.
No.
Baby, if you don't think it be dragons listening and waiting in them
not the dragons.
Baby.
First off,
it's real.
It's real. My mindset about that thought is we are all one. And the thought is released into the universe to everybody get that download. It's up to the one who react on it that gets it first. So you got the same thought that I got. Tony got the same thought. Legacy got it. Whoever gonna perform it first is the one who gets to say I did it.
Exactly. So, that's why I say don't give the formula. Back away. Because that is not out there right now. That's why Tony said, "Oh, okay, back away." You gave enough to keep a person guessing.
I just also want to remind everybody that in case you didn't see it last night Juicy and I did an awesome review on season 2, episode 1 of Bel Air that appears on the Peacock Network, and so this is season 2, just started last week, and so what we're gonna start doing is doing the reviews every Wednesday at 7:30. So in case you missed the show or don't have Peacock and you're missing the episodes, well, you get a review and find out the whole synopsis of what happened every Wednesday night at 7:30 here on the Anthony Brown Show. So yeah, Juicy and I was together. We did season 2, episode 1. So next Wednesday we'll be doing season 2, episode 2. This is already on YouTube listed. So go ahead and click on remind me so that when we go live, it'll send you a notification. So we'll be doing reviews every Wednesday until the season ends.
That's what's up.
One of y'all better give me y'all Peacock password because these kids got me on enough apps that I ain't paying for no money. Look, I said that last night, Legacy. I went to go look for it on Netflix, and it wasn't on the Roku, and it wasn't on Paramount or whatever that is, or on Disney. So that's how much I'm paying for. Okay, I'm like,
I want to
I
say
said we could get
something.
on there and fake it till we make it.
Listen, I
Well,
want to say something right quick, Kate. If each one of you get an opportunity, I don't know what it was on, but Thelma had after we couldn't pull it up on the Bel Air thing on Peacock. There was another show that me and Thelma watched called Monster, and what it's about is this young black man, young boy who was inspiring to be a photographer and a movie director and things of that nature. And because of the culture and the area that he lived in, he ended up not trying to be affiliated, but he ended up getting himself in a situation by him befriending someone who was in the street, and it ended up causing them to go to jail. And it is a great doc. It is a great movie. I don't want to say much more about it because I don't want you to get the gist of it, but I want you to go watch it. And this would be definitely something that we could talk about because in this movie, it made me realize of how crazy the culture of that we live by more than anybody. No snitching, and how it could derail your life by living by that code. And so I would advise everybody if you get an opportunity. What stream you are it was on?
It was on Netflix.
Oh, so then it's on Netflix and it's called Monster.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean when I tell you it is it's very captivating, riveting, and it's just so much.
We gonna wind up doing a show based on snitching because I believe people got the word snitching totally misconstrued. Because bitch, if I ain't have absolutely nothing to do with it, there's no way I'm absolutely gonna get myself arrested and be like,
I'm with that.
Listen,
but there's the thing, though,
Tay. The lady was like, "Did he ever get any money?"
You see how she finished? She just finna give it away. She just gonna give it away.
Our code of snitching is crazy. Oh, no snitching. What?
Say that in order to watch the Bel Air show, we tuned in here and watched it. He streamed it.
Wait, Tony played it on the.
Yeah. Played it backstage.
Okay. So that's how we gonna watch that because, baby, I'm not paying for Peacock. Honey, my credit card is like, girl, every month. It don't matter if you pay it off double bite because it's like $70 worth of fees on your cord that they came through from them kids.
Hey, Tony, guess who got all the apps? Tyson on his tablet.
I'm sure.
And he gonna work his. Listen, y'all will think I'm lying. This jit can work his tablet. He knows how to get on his Paw Patrol. On God. He knows how to push skip. My jit won't be till May 11th. You sang ABCs, he's gonna sing with you. You count to 5, he's gonna count with you. Carry on, black folks. Carry on.
Tyson is one of them COVID babies. Y'all know, they did a little bit. They put a little robotic stuff in them babies.
Hold on, he say Peacock is free.
No, it's not.
No, it used to be. It used to be. Kamal.
Come on, we went on there. That thing said $11.99. I was like, bike out.
Wow,
Listen.
Last year Peacock was $7.99.
Right now with everything that I'm trying to do, listen. I can't do that. I'm already getting hit with $70 a month on my credit card, and I don't even use my credit card.
We'll take some of Tyson's allowance money and pay it off.
And Saturday, Tony will be able to do fingerprints, so y'all better run that check.
Oh, this before I show the video, former NFL breaks down. I don't know if y'all heard anything on the news or seen anything on the news about Jalen Carter. He was the number one draft pick or hopeful that I guess whenever they do the next draft pick or whatever, he's supposed to be like the one that everybody's looking at to be chosen. But he was recently in he was drag racing, him and another vehicle, and in the midst of the drag racing, 2 people died. So I don't know if any of you seen or have been following.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the defensive tackle from Georgia.
Yes.
And he when it initially happened, he gave his statement and he told the police that he was a few miles away from the accident and he never had anything to do with it. And then later on, he admitted that he was on the scene and he saw the accident. Hearing what Tony just said, now that's something new to me, knowing that he was actually participating in the drag racing. And it's just devastating to me because to see where he came from and how he came out of poverty. When I say poverty, I'm not saying that his mother and father and things were poor, but I'm just saying the area that he grew up in, he lived in a decent middle class, but he always liked to hang out with, you know what we call them, the T word. And now you are literally hold on. Come on, say
you paying
go
for
ahead.
Netflix, Disney, and Peacock.
Yeah,
yes, your daughter got you.
It's free to your daughter, but somebody paying for it.
Yes.
Right, and come on, they do give you a 7-day free trial, and if you don't cancel it, they roll over to what it rolls over to what it normally is. But listen, Tony. So therefore, you are weeks away from being able to create generational wealth just by being in the top 13 picks of the NFL draft. And this is what you are participating in. And this is why I try to tell people that we have to have some type of guidance or mentorship in these schools, because really these schools are exploiting all youth when they're playing in the collegiate level of sports, because that's when the first line of business take place when you're getting into college and they tell you, oh, we'll pay for your education. And now here it is, I'm playing football, baseball, basketball for your school, and I'm drawing in millions and millions of dollars by me being on the field with these other great athletes. And we don't have people in these programs, whether it's in a HBCU or elite Ivy. Well, I ain't gonna say elite Ivy school, but definitely elite college or university. And these kids they be focused during the football season. They be focused during the baseball season. They be focused during the basketball season and whatever sport. But when that time passes and they have nothing to do, because they have not yet to become student athletes, they're now athlete students. And so therefore, once they're out of playing football and out of the the guidance of the coach or the head coach and assistant coaches, they run them up. And this is what you're now can be charged with involuntary manslaughter. Because if you was in the other car that was drag racing against another car that crashed, they look at it as if you facilitated or helped facilitate this accident.
So he actually was charged with, it happened in January, the accident. And it happened, I presume, as a celebration after when they won one of the bowls. And so there was a lot of drinking going on. and celebrating. Now I'm gonna take a moment and know that when I was in high school, we did wild stuff as well. College, we did wild stuff and we had fun. There were people who, I believe, officials who were aware they were celebrating and having all of this go on. It just went sour because the guy who was driving the car over 100 miles an hour and intoxicated ran off the road and hit a pole. The gentleman, Jalen, he got charged a misdemeanor and he served 15 minutes in jail. He was charged on Wednesday, and now this is breaking news. So,
yep.
It's to me, I feel sorry and I have empathy for the people who passed away and the circumstances and the nature that it happened. However, this should have been breaking news in January instead of bringing it out on Wednesday after he got charged a misdemeanor, trying to slander his character as if he acted irresponsible or did something wrong. He did what most all Americans do when they celebrate and have a good time. And just a tragedy happened out of carelessness.
Cake, I'm gonna say this. I totally agree with you. But this is my thing. It always bothered me how nobody wants to place the responsibility on, or they love to remove the responsibility from the person who died, as if they themselves didn't really want to participate in this act. And since the other person lived, all the blame of their action needs to be on them. Everybody needs to tell it what it is. Just like you say, Kate, everybody participated in this. The people that was in the vehicle, he knew that he wasn't supposed to be drag racing. The young man that was in the other vehicle that's charged knew that they shouldn't have been doing this. But because,
in the car that crashed, I believe there were 4 passengers. 2 died and 2 were injured. So there were more people who participated. Only 1 got charged.
Exactly. So my thing is, nobody really wants to speak on that matter because now it seems as if you're speaking ill of the dead. But we have to call it what it is. Kids being kids. You didn't charge the young black man with driving under the influence, so he wasn't breaking the law in that facet. You didn't find any drugs, anything in the vehicle that he was driving. So you can't say he was under the influence of anything like marijuana or any illicit drug. But because you found out that this young man was finna go to the NFL draft and could possibly be the #1 or #2 draft pick, now you need to, after you done already punished him now, because when you punished him was when you took him to jail, charged him with a misdemeanor, and let him sit 15 minutes, and you said that was enough time, and you let him go home. But when you found out he could possibly be the #1 pick, you still have to understand that racism exists all day. And of me having you publicly embarrassed and cause the NFL to look at you as a possible detriment to if they bring you in, even though they're still gonna bring you in, but to bring you in at a #1, #2 pick with you signing a possible $20 to $18 million signing or $22 million signing when your first year of being in the NFL, let's humble him a little bit and bring him down and hurt his pockets. Because let me tell you what's gonna happen after this. Even though he's gonna get drafted, they're gonna turn around and be a silver suit against this young man, against his NFL contract.
Pretty much.
And I that's why I made the point that I made, because what I also noticed in things when I researched this situation, this gentleman, when he was a freshman, he was pushing the linebacker that was a senior. He was drilling him off the sideline. He was 304 pounds as a freshman, wreaking havoc on the Georgia Bulldogs defensive line as a freshman. They knew from a freshman that he was going to be the first draft pick. They were waiting on an opportunity for him to fuck up.
But even
Yes.
so, why his parents, coaches, or somebody didn't have somebody that was sound mind that'll be on his ass? Don't do this.
Sis,
Tayama,
This ain't
that's
something to do.
Why
Because
when I was
everybody
in
make
college-
mistakes.
when I was in
But that's
college,
a dumbass mistake.
when I was in college, the football teams, they rape people, they can beat people, it gets covered up. They're not held to the accountability of don't do. They are allowed to wild out and have a good time. The coaches put this on. They have parties. They put this stuff on. And it's in a sense it's a setup. It's to get them to build up that what is it?
The funding, the prestige, and
to blackmail, to hold something against them, to like said, to humble them,
and they come back.
Yeah.
I was watching.
We'd rather be reactive instead of proactive.
Correct, Chantel. Let me say this. I was just watching because for the longest, there's a gentleman that's trying to be a head coach in the NFL. His name is Eric Bieniemy. He's a black offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, who have now won 2 Super Bowls under his offensive coordinating skills and play calling in the NFL. Eric Bieniemy also played running back, and I think Eric Bieniemy won a Heisman playing for the university that Deion Sanders is not a head coach for, the Colorado Buffaloes. And Eric Bieniemy made it to the pros, played running back for the Rams and a couple of other NFL teams. Eric Bieniemy got into some incidents with the police, and like Juicy said, he got into some fights while he was in college, and some things, came up, but the man was never found guilty on any of these charges, whether he was getting into it with an officer or getting into it with other civilians. He made it to the pros, he made millions, and he also got into incidents with police while he was in college. In the pros.
So basically they gave him a fake sense of security.
Now watch this. He goes on to retire. He becomes an NFL coach. As long as Eric Bieniemy was aspiring to be an offensive coordinator, a scout, a defense, anything other than being a black head coach, none of what he did in the past hindered him from becoming a head coach of an NFL team. Now his past, because now his resume and track record says he's ready to be a head coach. Let's put him at head coaching position. Now his resume of his past, now you're hearing the owners say, hey, I'm just saying, he's a decent guy. He's turned another leaf in life. And yes, he's a good offensive coordinator, but I don't want to really have anyone who had these type of allegations brought against him to be at the head of my organization. So what you're basically saying, I'm good enough to run your offense and gain accolades like that, but you don't want me to get the accolades of winning a head coach as a black head coach, NFL, coach. But as long as I stay behind this white man and help him win, and he take the credit for my offensive work, and my offensive genius, y'all good. But as soon as I raise my hand and say, hey, it's my turn, get your ass to the back of the line.
You know, it's funny, and I hope that you all tune in on Wednesday for the review of Bel Air, because that's brought out.
Don't spill it. Don't spill it.
We touch on this stuff.
Well, I think, like I say, I hope the young man and Mr. Eric Bieniemy, I hope that his parents, I hope that somebody who is supposed to be his agent, knowing that this type of money and generational wealth that this young man can bring upon his family, his community, that they go about and get, but see the crazy, and go and get the proper attorney to have this thing drop. But see, it ain't about him being convicted. See, that right there, the conviction is not what they're worried about. It's the smear campaign to make it seem like you as a young man can't make the right decisions. So by me looking at you and saying, if you can't make the right decisions here in the regular civilian world, even though I'm still gonna bring you on to some team, I don't think you can make the right decisions if I gave you 14, 18, $32 million as a signing. So we'll let you play, but now you have to accept, because we don't think you're good enough for this type of money. Not good enough that you can't play out here, but good enough to make these money. We're gonna go ahead and draft you in the second round because you got in trouble. And now all the guaranteed money is damn near off the table because now you're a second round draft pick instead of the first.
Yes.
Let me ask this real quick, Juicy, and then both of you might be able to answer. Being that I'm not a sports fanatic or into the sports, I personally never understood how that old draft thing worked. I know. What's the difference between a first round draft pick and a second round draft pick or third round? I mean, to me, you still get to play the NFL and make millions.
I want to answer.
Get to him, Kate. Get to him, Kate.
It's just like the slave lottery.
God damn it, Juicy, you took it out my mouth.
The best buck gets it.
Juicy is crazy.
Yes. No, she's right.
But don't the first round draft pick normally get the most money?
Yes.
Don't give him what y'all think. What does they mean?
No, okay. It's
y'all
not
fucking it up.
So the slave lottery, the best buck, the best person who the strongest, the most powerful, the one who could do. I just told you what this man did as a freshman at 304 pounds. Okay. For 4 years, he's been groomed and conditioned to be a devastating beast on the football field. So he has
and a dummy in real life.
Well, you know, on the side effects of football and all the head collisions, yes, that is a possibility.
CTE.
No, I'm saying that you would literally ruin your chances in life.
But understand how much he played in high school to be who he was, how hard he played
literally
to be who he was. You literally are not making it as a joke. He worked hard to be that, because he done had some head concussions since playing and hitting in high school and college. So his choice factor in doing the things, if we play the video that Tony was going to show at first, it shows how a former Georgia Bulldog football player says how solidified as a team they are. As a unit, as a family, we stick together and we look out for each other. And so he's covered. He's taken care of because they know the extent of what they put their body to and what they do for the school, for the sport, for the entertainment. And that's why they get paid the most, because they are the first pick.
It's like this. Listen, it's like this. Like Juicy's great allegory, great analogy of it. But it's like this, Tim. You remember I mean, it's like being put on that auction, and they looking at the bone structure and the muscle mass of that man. They looking at the fullness of the black woman's buttocks and the lifter of their breast, and they say, you know what? I'm gonna take that one right there, and I'm gonna put that one with the most fullness woman on here, the most fit woman on here, and we're going to create and have them have babies to create a better version of them. And this was how they used to, or why they used to have strong males who were boys sleep with their mothers and have the father sleep with the daughters, because it made the DNA, it's like if you take a horse and a donkey, they're both animals, but they're different animals. They both similar, but they're different animals, but from the same family. A horse and a donkey having intercourse creates a mule. And a mule is a smaller, strong, but kind of challenged animal that doesn't have the same speed and grace and look of a horse. So that's what they were doing. And this is what the NFL does. The NFL is probably the most dangerous sport of all the sports because of so many collisions that take place on a consistent basis. It is also the most covered up sport in any sport because of CTE and how a lot of athletes later on in life have brain tumors, brain traumas, or go into types of erratic behaviors, and they don't understand what's going on with them or their bodies. And Parkinson's disease, because their brain is constantly hitting up against the skull, and there's a gel up under the skull that coats the brain, and your brain is not supposed to shift. It's like every time you have a collision, a head-on collision with someone that's 235, you 235, and y'all hitting, it's like your brain being smashed up against the top of your skull or the side of your skull at 35 miles an hour.
Jesus.
Your brain shouldn't shift like that. And this is why they do so much cover up. And I sent Tony a clip earlier this week about the young man that played for the Buffalo Bills that fell out, and they thought he had died on the field. And in this clip, it shows how this man is not allowed to tell people what the doctor said really happened to him, because people now, they went and pulled all the clips of athletes who have fell out in different sports since they've received the COVID shot. And those athletes are not allowed to say what the doctor said about telling people what happened to them. If you go back and if Tony showed that video, you will see where the news anchor asked him, what did the doctors say that caused you to go through that? And he says, I don't really want to talk about that. And then it goes into showing you all the different athletes in soccer, hockey, football, baseball that took those COVID shots and just fell out backwards for no reason, not even being hit or anything. So, when you're trying to cover up things on a mass scale, it's no limit to what they'll do.
Amen.
There is, and I wasn't even thinking that would be mentioned in this show tonight. I already have the information, but there is a class act suit going on for if you've had the COVID shot and say you sneeze now, all of a sudden you weren't sneezing before, but every time you go out the house you sneeze, or you having a cough, or you have a reoccurrence that you constantly just keep getting a cold or something, you are able to receive compensation.
But we talked about it, Kate. And like I was telling y'all, I think it was maybe a week or two. Everybody in New York who lost their jobs for not taking the COVID shot, and the stance that Kyrie Irving stood for when he was with the New York Nets, and he lost his money because of him not taking it. These individuals now are now being recompensated for the hours and the time that they lost in like up north New York and up above where they actually forced these people to either lose their jobs or take the shot.
I can't wait for them to come down here so I can get my money. Because I got fired because I wouldn't take the shot. Yeah.
So there's definitely an agenda out here with those, and Tony will tell you, I've always had my stance on not taking the COVID shot. Yeah, I just believe that anytime you have people or medicine where you're saying outright for the people to know that even if you take this and something happens to you, the people that created this so-called, vaccine cannot be sued, regardless if it causes you anything against you later in life. So with you as being Surgeon General and the CDC, Dr. Fauci, and all these other people that gave the clearance for these doctors to create this medication and to not be held accountable for what side effects it does or could do later on in life, and you tell them that they are exempt, that nothing can happen, that right there alone would have told me that it's nothing for me, myself, to be affiliated with.
You want to know, in addition to the clearance of the manufacturer the one who can be held liable, though, is your employer for demanding it. And that part was wild to me, that if you worked at a company and your company said that you are required to take the vaccine in order to work, but something happened, your family can sue the company for requiring you to do it, but not sue the manufacturer who made the poison.
That's interesting.
So,
and the reason behind that is because all businesses have liability insurance. So go on and do it. When you get sued, it'll just come out of that fund and it'll be covered.
Wow. Y'all are bringing us some interest. Like I said, one thing for sure, you're going to learn something on the ATL show.
Okay.
I say that all the time because, baby, I have definitely been enlightened tonight.
I ain't know none of that.
Enlightened.
Well, we got some highly intelligent individuals in all areas, and we got two people that we got on here that got 376 degrees.
Soon to be 377.
Well, listen, on a lighter note, let me show you this video here. Y'all, first let me mute my screen. Hold on.
Tens of thousands of people have shared this video online with the hashtag BlackBoyJoy. This is Amir Staten in the rain running back and forth on a street in Germantown last Thursday. The 17-year-old and his mom read an email out loud stating he'd been accepted to the historically Black college, Morehouse.
In my mind, it was just like, I did it.
Why do you think it's so important that we see Black men happy?
Because all we see is Black men sad nowadays, unfortunately.
Staten credits his extracurricular activities.
A base BSU student ambassador, captain of the basketball team. I also run track at the school, and I also lead our breakthrough of Greater Philadelphia.
And family for keeping him out of trouble, including the ongoing gun crisis in Philadelphia.
All right, let's go. Point values and double. We got the top 8 answers on the board.
I want to say I'm so proud, and it's good to see that. What I did not like was black boy joy. That's black man excellence.
Yes.
And that boy, that derogatory term, that man is a man, and he did his thing to get accepted in an all-male, prestigious college. That's not a boy thing. That's all I have to say.
I'm so proud of him and his family for believing in him, for supporting him, standing by his side, pushing and motivating him, and then to be accepted. I mean, he must have had the odds set against him for him to be reacting the way that he's reacting in the rain, running down the street. Like he didn't even believe he was going to do it himself or
Yeah.
able to, and the fact that he did.
The college
Yeah.
competition of getting accepted today is very high, and the thing of it is the most people are looking to be accepted to Harvard, Yale, Princeton. However, the script has been changed in the high schools today of where you're valued, go where you have a connection. And Morehouse is a hard school to get in when it comes to the standard of integrity that you have to have. It's not even the excellence on the education. Like he said, what he did to get there were his extracurricular duties that showed he was a stand down, honorable person. That's why I said that's a man job that he did. That wasn't a boy because he had to make decisions like growing up in the area that he's growing up in where
Philadelphia.
there's shooting. There's someone last year, a woman got recorded being raped on the metro, and people recorded instead of help. There's so much going on just around them and how they even have to get to school. They go through war every morning before class starts than the average person goes through in their lifetime. So the things that he had to accomplish and oversee in order to be excellent and get accepted, that is an honor. It is.
Well, a lot of people don't understand that Morehouse, even though it's an HBCU, is still like the curriculum to get into Morehouse, Spelman, Howard,
Hampton.
It's a who?
Hampton.
Yeah, Hampton. Those colleges are those are the Ivy League black colleges of HBCUs,
Right.
and they have the same regimen and almost curriculum to or aspirations as if you're trying to get into Yale, Cornell, Princeton, and things of that nature. So you see those individuals who are at those HBCUs, those are the same. Those black individuals can also get into Yale and Princeton and stuff. And what I have noticed is definitely like in Morehouse and Spelman is an influx of white women and young white men going to these HBCUs.
Amen.
They're definitely starting to. This is just my view. Our government, our society hates that. Even though this new generation is crazier than a motherfucker, they also don't abide by their parents' generational rules of I'm staying stuck in this. I need to hold the next man down. We need to keep our foot on these people neck. They really, a lot of these white kids that are bucking against their parents and grandparents' rules are the rebirth of the hippie people. And people don't realize that those hippie white people back in those days were handled as if they were black people in that time of being, you know, them in the 60s and 70s and things like that, because at that time they just wanted to be peace, love, and unity and happiness. And they were being sought after just as much as the black people were at that time. So, and it everything comes full circle. And I just think that the new generation who are aspiring to make this change and make America great for once and for all, because it's never been great to blacks. So to make America great for all, if they're on that movement, then I'm definitely with that change and that push. But at the same time, I'm gonna still keep my sword in my hand.
As you should.
Go ahead, Juicy.
I wanted to say two things. There was a gentleman that was my neighbor, and his name was Nazim. He got a full ride scholarship to Morehouse when I was in high school. The mind of this man, my son is named Nazim because of how scientific math just like whoa, a genius he was. And it's like this gentleman who just made it, his first name is Amir, and my son's middle name is Amir. So I feel so connected, like, woo, one of my babies got this. So that was it. But then my other point was when Legacy was speaking of the white kids who are wanting to go to Morehouse. I did not think to send you the article. Didn't think it'd come up. But there's a white guy who is actually suing
Yes.
a HBCU for his experience of being racially discriminated against while attending a black college for law school. And I just wondered what you thought about that, Legacy.
I really just think that most people, I believe they sit in what are people that are called infiltrators in everything. And I do believe that white society, who still holds wholeheartedly to these things of controlling the narrative of racism, always try to find a way to create something that really doesn't exist, called reverse racism, where it's always, if you don't get the culture of blacks and you don't get to embark on the journey, or you feel out of place because you made a decision to go somewhere where you're not comfortable with being around people on a normal, I would really like to dive into it and read more about it. But I'm just gonna say this. Sometimes when you actually embark on black people's life and their journey throughout the culture of the European society here in the United States, the European control, the European ideology, I'm sorry that if you was, if you felt, or even if you were racially discriminated in some kind of way, I just want you to understand that you felt that for however long you was in that school. We feel this every day.
Big facts.
It's crazy because it's Howard University that is being sued. And I remember when I went to college and I had only wanted to go to Florida State. And then I got a full ride offer to Bethune-Cookman for dance. And I was like, free money, I'm going to Bethune. But before I could even register for classes, Bethune had lost accreditation. So all of the scholarships for certain athletic programs had been halted.
Disappeared.
And we had a requirement to meet, and then they will kick in after. And the cost of one semester of a private school at Bethune was more than 4 years at a public school. So I went back to Florida State that I had been previously accepted and tried to regain my I want to come to you. And they told me they had already met their quota. Now, when I did get a chance to attend Florida Atlantic University after FAMU, I sat in classes that I was the only one. I had to hear the stereotypes.
The only one what?
The only black female. Not even the only black person, the only black female.
Okay.
So I had a Jewish class. And in the Jewish class, I wasn't even worthy to clean the floors. I learned how I was roaches by their culture as a black female. I ain't got paid. Can one of the Conklin cousins represent me?
I can't.
I'm just trying to get in where I fit in.
Right.
Juicy, I'll represent you. I'll represent you, Juicy, and help me get my name out there too.
Okay.
I mean, come on, we can do this. Because if anybody goes to a historically black university and feels that they were racially discriminated as a white person, bruh, all we talking about is black history. Like, that's the whole thing we are taught at a historically black university, is how to get unoppressed from the oppressor. So everything he is learning is about how his granddaddy and his great uncles did the do.
Yep.
And shame on you, young man, for being of the blood descent of that. How he really owes the money. And my thing of it is if Howard even settles out of court, they're taking away the money.
The floodgates open.
Right. They're taking away the money that could be given in scholarships to other black people. So how can we countersue for our reparations of constantly being whipped and beat by the white man?
Yeah.
Your legacy with y'all once upon a dream. Y'all need to be Martin Luther King and write that dream, because baby, you don't feel up under nothing. So how they gonna pay something to nothing?
That's exactly how I see it too, Tam.
But you got a dream, so keep that dream.
I mark all the boxes, so I'm do something. I'm white. I'm Asian Pacific. I'm Islander. I'm
not playing with you, Juicy.
Hispanic descent. I do something.
You know, reparations. Do something.
Hurry up and give it to her.
Some coins.
I'll wait till Juicy get hers and then put me out the Juicy.
Exactly. I don't even wrap my mind about even trying to fight that fight, because they won't even give me something to stand on to fight.
Look, they took the
you're black.
Away.
You put you're black. Okay, you're a color. So you want me to give money to a color? See, y'all doing too much. African American. That make you not even partial to him. So what we doing?
Oh, but you know what I did recently read? That when we're speaking of nationality and how to properly claim, if you have documentation showing that there was a marking saying your mother or your grandmother was colored, that all colored people were native. So prior to being colored, your terminology was native, and that automatically puts you out of the category of black, and it puts you to the native land.
Let me tell you.
How do you?
Within the time it'll take me to look up that, find that, do that research. Do you know how many other things I can apply my time to get that same reparation on my own?
Let me tell you.
As in making the money, branding myself or something. That is hard. They make that real hard.
The census is a public document. And
it is, go back, but they're going to want you to do a DNA.
If
Don't put yourself in the system if you ain't got to be in there.
if
Like
you go
people,
back and
listen
get
to
the
me.
census of your great grandma,
Don't put your DNA in the system if you don't have to do it.
Listen, I mean, I remember, I think it's the 14th Amendment, where 14th or the 13th Amendment, where even when when we were supposed to have been getting our freedom, they still never really acknowledged us as human beings. And they still kind of said that if you can be arrested and found guilty of a charge, you can go back and embark on slavery. That's why prisons are allowed to work the people the way that they do for free labor through the prison system, because I think, yeah, in the Emancipation Proclamation, but
you
where
do remember when prison first was there, they took the men out there and made the railroad tracks.
Yeah, they did a lot of that. And this is why I tell people when I hear people say, America great again, or America. I'm trying to figure out still right now, when has America ever been great for blacks, Indians, those two nationalities? Because I know they've been great for the Jewish people, because they still receive reparations from the Holocaust, which had nothing to do with America, and America paid them. I still can look back and look at how when the Irishmen came over in boats the same way as the Cubans and the Dominicans and the Haitians and the Jamaicans, and the boats were turning over right there at the land, and they were brought in, and they were given land that the Indians already had and sold at pennies on a dollar, because they wanted more pale people that looked like them to own more of the land. So I'm just trying to understand, even if I go back 300 years ago in the United States, I just don't find anywhere where it was ever great for Indians, Native Americans, and Black African descents in America. But what I do find interesting is damn near everything that was built, sculptured, made, train tracks, like Tayama said, things of those nature, those things that made America thrive, that, the same damn train tracks that we helped put together, laid the metal frames, those big ass logs, and things with the rocks and all that on top of it. That's the same damn thing we made for the train to come down, and we had to take the cotton and export back and forth along with the slaves on when they got to a certain part of the country. So we've done all the labor damn near that has ever been done in America, and did it for less and did it more than any damn body. We want to know, when is America ever going to be great for the Black people that actually built this country?
And every time y'all want to know that, I want to slap y'all, because by now, if you've been in this country anything longer than 2 minutes, you should already know it ain't gonna happen. Your grandkids may see it, but in your lifetime, my lifetime, Tyson lifetime, it ain't gonna happen.
So tell me, if the man can't last longer than 2 minutes, then it ain't gonna happen?
Meaning let me tell you. Listen. I'm okay. Listen what's coming. When I break my what you call it, Juicy, no having sex thing, and I have sex and it be bap, he 2 minutes, I'm gonna put that bitch on fire. I'm going to jail, first round draft pick.
So no Jay Bobbitt, you gonna carry him.
I'ma just burn his ass on fire. I ain't gonna cut it off. It ain't worth cutting off if it's 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yes,
I'ma
it
let him
is.
die
Don't
with that
you
bitch.
do this to nobody else.
On God. On God.
Harold.
On God.
Oh,
So
God.
if you see me, let me stay in my single, figuring out my shit world. Don't come over here. Don't come
Wow.
over here. Don't come over here. I got a whole man. His name Tyson. He don't play. Don't come over here.
Okay. Well, listen.
Come over here.
I have one more video to show you guys. Before I show that video, I want to go and show you this commercial again, and I'm going to try to show this commercial probably on a couple of shows until some people start acting on it. Check this out.
Says that I'm there for robbery, but it's dismissed, but it's still on my record.
You can get it removed. Arrests, and folks need to understand this, arrests that don't lead to convictions can be removed by going to the court that acquitted you. You get the court order of dismissal, or from the prosecutor's office when they give you a no charge order or what have you. You take that to the, unfortunately, take a little leg work. You take it to the police department and ask to have your fingerprints returned, and ask for it to be taken off of the database. And then there will be no record of an arrest. And if you do have one conviction, then you can have that expunged after 5 years. What you gonna say? Stand up. Stand up.
So this ain't got nothing to do with the case. So anything I got on my record that's dismissed, I can have that removed?
Absolutely.
That's all I want to know.
Absolutely. And this is a big issue, and that's why I'm spending a minute on it, because so many people are arrested erroneously just for being in the wrong place, particularly people in poor communities. You walking up and down the street, police jump out, they think you look like somebody, or they think you look like you're doing wrong, and what they call it, illegal search and seizure. They throw you up against the car, take you down, then find out you didn't do anything. Well, it's on your record from then on, and so that's a big problem.
Okay, so moving right on, I have a video to show for our last hour or last portion of the show. Let me cue this up real quick. Hold on.
What would you do if somebody put your grandmother in a chokehold?
They just jumped all over me and choked me.
It happened at a small grocery store near Houston, and it was caught on camera.
Not one single charge has been found.
She found a $50 bill on the floor, but the store clerks did not let her leave with it. It's a story that has everybody talking on social media, and the Shade Room just got the full video. I'm Justin Carter. What would you do if somebody put your grandmother in a chokehold?
They just jumped all over me and choked me.
It happened at a small grocery store near Houston, and it was caught on camera.
Not one single charge has been found.
She found a $50 bill on the floor, but the store clerks did not let her leave with it. It's a story that has everybody talking on social media, and the Shade Room just got the full video. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. Betty Smith, she's a 65-year-old grandmother battling cancer. And on January 15th, she says that she thought she was going to die. Not from cancer, but from 3 white store clerks at the Lindemann grocery store in Industry, Texas. She says that she found $50 on the floor. She thought that it was her lucky day, but clearly that wasn't the case.
Look at here, I said, my lucky day.
But that joy didn't last long. This is new video of Betty Smith moments before the physical encounter. You can see her walking up to the cash register, reach down, and pick up a $50 bill. She then shows the clerk.
Are you on the phone or are you talking to me? You. I thought I was just on the floor. Oh, that was Caleb.
The clerk realized it belonged to Caleb, a friend of hers who 6 minutes earlier was seen here on surveillance video drop the $50 bill as he checked out and left the store. Betty Smith told the workers that she felt more comfortable giving the money to either Caleb directly or the store owner.
Not gonna happen. I'm the manager, so if you ain't the owner though. But I'm the manager for the store. We have cameras, ma'am. I can call Austin County or I can call our owner up here right now.
They threatened to call the Austin County Sheriff's Department on her, but Smith wasn't scared. That's when things went left.
I don't give a damn about. You're not leaving with the money. I am too. We have cameras. There's
Smith starts walking out of the store. The 2 female clerks and a 3rd male clerk rush over and lock the door. Smith then starts ramming her cart into the girl in the white who identified herself as a manager. You can see Smith reaching for the manager before one of them locks her arms around Smith's neck.
They just jumped all over me and choked me.
You're not leaving the store with the $50.
The audio then cuts in and out because police say only certain cameras in the store pick up audio when motion is detected. Several minutes go by. You can tell by the neck rolling that heated words were exchanged. Smith's family shows up first. That's Destiny Cyrus, her granddaughter in the white. She went on Fox Houston to tell her side of the story.
I was begging them to let her out. I didn't come up there to start any confusion with anybody, even though everything had went on.
You went to the store?
Yes.
You can see Destiny get into a scuffle with the manager as a deputy from the Austin County Sheriff's Office arrives. Destiny is then put in handcuffs.
He was so worried about arresting me. I asked him later on, could I take a statement? He refused our statements.
Minister Quanell X is an activist in Houston.
Let me show you how racist the police is. The police arrest the black girls, her granddaughters, for defending the grandmother, but did not arrest the white girls or the white male for assaulting, beating, and choking the elderly black lady, Miss Betty Smith, the grandmother. That's a damn shame.
And that was a big question for Austin County District Attorney Travis Cohen, who spent over a month reviewing the case and considering charges, not only for the physical altercation, but whether or not Smith should be charged for stealing the $50. In a 15-page release, DA Cohen said, quote, Texas law for decades has held that a person commits theft if he or she finds property and takes it, despite knowing and believing that the true owner can be found. It also goes on to say that, quote, the customer may have mistakenly believed that the employees were lying about whether the true owner could be found. This belief, although mistaken, could provide a legal defense at trial, end quote. And for that, the grand jury recommended no charges be filed against Smith for taking the $50. The DA also claims, quote, that Texas law permits employees to hold the suspected person even after the person no longer holds the stolen property. And those employees had the right to perform a citizen's arrest, as the law authorizes them to use the same amount of force that a police officer could under the same circumstances. The grand jury, however, chose not to move forward with assault or abuse charges on both sides because no one was injured as a result of the altercation.
But you guys are saying that's not enough.
We want those 3 white individuals charged for the abuse and violating Mrs. Smith's human and civil rights. And we want them to be charged justly and fairly, and let the punishment fit the crime of what they did against Miss Smith.
And that's why they planned a second protest at the Austin County Courthouse on February 28th. We're also told that the Houston FBI office assigned an agent to this case for further review. The owner of that grocery store has since apologized to Betty Smith, fired all 3 of those employees, and offered her $50 for her troubles. She declined. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
I go.
Listen. Go ahead, Drew.
First off, it's sad that we as Black people won't just receive our blessings as they come. When she saw that $50, she should have picked it up, put it in her purse, and kept on moving. All that after are consequences and repercussions to the life in the state that she lives in. And one thing she failed to know is the law in which where she lives and needs to abide by. And so this whole thing they trying to go for in protest is pointless. They not
put that with your reparation.
Look,
pointless to stop screaming for it.
No, see, it's comical to me because as the Black people want the reparations, but still don't want to not be Black. It's a pun so far intended.
Exactly. That's why I said.
But this lady here and the man afterwards, she ran her car into that white girl. So now that gave her the opportunity to be defending herself. So if anybody's gonna get charged, like they say, they both have a
Actually,
potential.
at that point, they hadn't kidnapped her.
No,
Because
no,
she could
no,
not leave.
no. You
law
didn't. You not.
says-
The law said that she could be detained because
Detained.
when she and can use force as if that person was an officer.
Right.
Meaning that if they would have wanted to kill her, they had the right by the Texas law to obtain and hold her at the same discretion as an officer who wears the badge, which is called a citizen's arrest.
But see, she
And
never
they had the right
stole
to
it.
no, and
She
they
did.
had the
She
right
had
to
the
do
money.
that. Because when
she showed them the money,
no,
she made it perfectly clear she's willing to give it back, but she's not handing it to them.
But you didn't hear the man say that they understood that. But when she made the choice to say or the attempt to leave the store with the money in hand, that it was considered stealing.
That or an attempt to. And now
Right, that's Texas law.
That's when the law of they have the right to detain and use force comes into play. The part where she picked up that money and turned to that cashier and said, "I found this." At that point, she admitted
that somebody could have been found it. Somebody could have came back and asked for it. So now this is the thing with that too, Kate. Had she never dotted, if you notice, while she was in there the whole time, they never put their hands on her until she attempted to walk out of the door. That's when she passed the last point of actually paying for something or making her mind up not to steal. That's why a lot of times, Tony, you worked in the retail sales and things. People are given that grace period to change their mind up into the last pay period or the last register before anybody actually moves on them. Am I right or wrong?
Correct.
Now, had she decided to just walk around and just go grocery shopping and they decided to call the police, or they jumped on her and she was still trying to shop, then they would have been in trouble, because at not one point did she attempt to steal. It's still I found.
Let me tell
and they
y'all,
can't hold on.
I'm gonna get off the grid. I don't care about none of that law. Your ass would have had my grandmama in that store. I would have said, "Nana, bike up," and I would have drove through that motherfucking store. And every bitch, y'all got me fucked up. All them crackers would have got it. I don't know what y'all talking about. Baby, I don't know what none of y'all talking about, because I wouldn't have seen none of that. I would have seen none of that. I would have heard none of that. I wouldn't have listened.
But that's what you're supposed to do.
But I'm gonna do the same thing.
Right.
I would have seen none of that and would have been waiting there with the police. I would have had my own handcuffs on me.
But that's what you're supposed to do, because you're going to protect your grandmother. But see, the part of it is that it's the law, and when
let me tell you, and at some point, laws are supposed to be broken.
Oh, you know,
they supposed to be challenged. They supposed to be challenged, not broken.
You know, if you know somebody, you know somebody. So if your grandma call you and say it's a problem, you already know your grandma not the type to give problems. Because if she willing to find money and hand it back, that speaks volume. My grandma called me, all bets are off.
Listen, that's what saved. But that's the thing that saved her, because her intent was never, "No, this mine." Her intent was, "I don't know if I give this to you."
By law,
Hold on,
say my grandma.
Yes, that's what saved them for not getting charged. That's what stopped her from getting charged, because the grand jury saw that her intent was, "I don't have a problem giving it back, but I would like to either give it to the owner or I would like to give it to the individual. Once the young lady knew when she see where the man was at and see that the $50 would drop, she could have called on the phone and said, "Hey," with the lady right there, and easily said, "Hey, did you lose money?" And the gentleman who walked out the store could have said on speaker, "Oh yes, I lost $50." She wouldn't have had time to coach him, so he would have said it out loud. Then once she said that, and the elder lady see that nobody told him that he lost any money, he just said, she asked, "Did you lose any money?" And he could have made an analysis and said, "Oh, I lost $50." Then she would have gave it to him. But I wouldn't have gave him a goddamn thing either.
I would have lost.
Because how do I know y'all ain't finna split it up $15.50 a piece?
Now the thing,
gas costs money.
The funny part when you're saying Tony and Tiama, this lady, like if he should have kept walking and shopping, none of that would have happened. But the moment she tried to leave is when the law kicks in. And Tiama, I'm with you. We do not call the police unless we need their help.
No, but listen, it ain't even that part. It ain't even that part. Once you, and then the lady say, "Don't do this to an old lady." I don't give a fuck if you're an old lady.
Well, see,
so you already knew where your energy was.
See, I think we need to also, as a people, need to look at where we going, because business owners know the parameters of how to run a business. You know what you can do within the law for stealing. They know that if someone takes something, you got up until here. You saw he went quickly to cut the door off so it won't open, close the door, and stood in front. That's when the grandmother started pushing the cart. Move.
Which makes that a simple assault
on the grandmother.
On the grandmother.
Right. Because within the perimeter of her securing her establishment, that's what the lady was supposed to do.
But you are securing your establishment against something that is not your establishment.
Hold on,
that
Tiama,
man
hold on.
was not there.
Hey,
Chantel said they only did it because she couldn't defend herself. Becky was disrespectful.
Exactly.
You know,
honey, I would have prayed they locked that door, and I would have beat them hoes senseless.
But let's hold on. But let's also hold on, y'all. Hold on. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I hate to have a connection to so many different things.
No, I don't want to talk, bro.
Oh, you ain't.
I don't got it.
So rude. Just so rude.
And
y'all
I was in Greenville, North Carolina. And this was probably in 2006. And I was in a meat market that getting oxtails for my ex grandma-in-law, I guess is what you call her. And she wanted them cut a certain way. Now her name is Anne. She is an old lady, my ex-grandma-in-law. So she sent me to this meat market because she used to take care of the kids. Like she know the family. So go there because they know how I want my meat cut.
They suckled off of my breast when I was watching them when their parents was going to work and I was almost a slave.
Something like that. But they don't know me. That's the thing. So when I asked them to cut this meat a certain way, I was told yes, the meat was taken and it wasn't cut right. I know as the granddaughter-in-law, I can't take this oxtails to this lady because this ain't what she wanted. So I'm not trying to pay for the oxtails because they not cut properly. They locked me in this store. The white man tried to take my purse and take my card and charge me for these oxtails. There was nothing in the law that could protect me in this city in that establishment, all I could do was politely leave when the police let me go. My husband and children were locked outside the door, beating on trying to get in so that I can get out because the white man was like, he was trying to fight me. But me on their property, the law covered them. I hear you, Tayama.
I would divorce my husband.
I wouldn't come back.
I would have divorced my husband.
What you gonna divorce him? What you gonna divorce? What you gonna?
You better run the motherfucking car through the bill.
So now what you finna do is call. So now you're now finna cause your husband and children to get shot up for coming through these folks' establishment
You're
in a racist town.
Hostage in no way, shape, form, or fashion.
Tayama, but you're not listening.
Hostage.
It's not called hostage.
Call it.
It's called
it's called to detain the individual
but
who is trying to.
She left your meat, your product.
You're not listening. You're not listening right now. You just going off emotions.
But Chantel, I agree
exactly.
with you.
I'm with you, Chantel, because that don't make sense.
We do have to stop going to places where we are not welcomed or wanted. The law is not for us. And that was my point.
You gotta explain to me how you're stealing if you're not willing to take that with you.
So in certain places, like even if you go to a fast food restaurant and you place an order, once you order it, you are responsible for paying for that purchase. If you don't want it, they have the discretion to say they're going to refund it or not. They have a choice, and their final choice could be, we're not giving you your money. But you still are due to pay for that purchase because you placed the order. And that's the law in some places. I had that happen to me in Florida. I went to a nail salon and that chick did not do my nails right. On my wedding day, I was bleeding. I couldn't put my dress on. I was 30 minutes late for my wedding because she nipped my pinky and it was bleeding. I'm not paying for you. I didn't come for blood. I came for a manicure. I could leave. I'm a free will state. But
Juicy, what city you was in?
Hey, let me tell you, the nails is different. That meat thing, where you was?
I was in Royal Palm.
And the police
location.
And the police came and told you. And what year this was?
I got married in 1997.
Yeah, see, Royal Palm was almost Royal Palm.
It was right.
And Wellington was damn near you going over there. That was almost like living in Mississippi in 1967.
Yeah.
But again, you bypassed. But hold on. Again, where were you living? And how did you get to Royal Palm? Where were you living?
I was living in Wellington.
Hold on. So the same sentiments of what you just said about us not being places, you put yourself in that position because you didn't want to be around your people, and you moved into where them.
No,
how
is it? Sorry, I was 1997. I was 20. I moved in Wellington with my parents in high school, so I had no choice but to follow suit and move.
I was still thinking you was married.
No, I was getting married. This was my wedding day, and I did not go to a salon in Wellington because I wasn't gonna patronize. I thought I was going to where how Wellington was Wellington was white. Royal Palm was the melting pot. So I was going to.
So you thought?
Well, yeah, it was. You had more black people living in Royal Palm than you did in Wellington. So
what you had, Mama, was the uppity Negroes who had done got a little bit of money moved to Royal Palm, and it just seemed like black people were moving over there, and it was really more white people moving over there.
All I know.
I grew up, I lived in Lake Worth, then Rivera. I know that how they are out there. I ain't covering up.
Let me ask you a question with that too, Kate. Let me ask you. You had your own vehicle at that time?
I did. And I
hold on. Exactly.
But understand this. I learned that lesson in 1997. That today
So you learned that in 97, and then you got a mother-in-law, and you let her, and then you went to the white people meet stuff.
No, that's in 2006, because that's all that's
exactly.
So
no, but
Juicy
9 years later.
No, Tay, she only did that because this lady told her to go to this specific store because they know how to cut her meat the way she wanted it.
Right.
That's the only reason she went there.
I was sent like how them little kids get their note written on the paper. Get this to the man. Let them know what you want. Here go $3, baby.
Here go these food stamps.
And at nail time, you never ran her name off to them. Who you getting it for?
I did, and so he said, "Okay, I got you," but I wasn't her. So he cut it like, however he wanted to cut it, and that's when I looked. I said, "Oh, Anime not taking these." And Nicole ain't taking them to her, and didn't. I wasn't getting cussed out.
Like I could not. Like my brain cannot even. Like some of the situations you and Don Allen have been in, that like stories, I can't even wrap my mind around it because I'm so defiant to the core that I could not imagine I'm wanting to do something. My own mama couldn't make me stay home once I decided, okay, I had a real conversation with her, which y'all heard on the podcast. 16 years old. I say, Mom, thank you for raising me, but I think I can handle it from here. I didn't leave my mama's house disrespectfully. I grabbed my bags and I walked out the door, never to return. Because I really knew, girl, I got this. Because I knew I had it. So for you, if I'm trying to go and you trying to stop me, and God forbid you this color, baby, the idea, I'm going to think you finna put me in chains, so bitch, it's going to go wrong. That's why I'm like, I don't understand.
Let me say,
husband, and you know I'm ready to go.
Well, we did.
I ain't gonna be banging on no door at that point.
I will say for on his defense and mine, we did act accordingly, and that's how things. I'm here.
So
however, it wasn't.
Pay for the oxtail.
Hell no, Anime ain't getting the oxtails. And like even like grandma in the video we saw.
So how did you get out?
They opened the door when the police came.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I thought the police was with the nails.
No, see the thing of it is I know my rights. I know my due process. So once they showed up, I showed even more out. And I even went down to the magistrate's office. So I did do the due diligence. But like even in the video of what the grandma did, the owner of the store, those 3 employees were fired. And the owner of the store offered the grandma $50.
Well, let me tell you why he did that.
It would have pissed me off with my neck being choked.
Thank you.
But that's the purpose. That was the purpose of the offer. Because if she would have taken the $50, that would have been a form of acceptance, and she couldn't have went back with a lawsuit because she would have accepted the $50 as for punitive damages. Now,
yes, it wasn't
$50.
My reparations for the incident that I was in, I was due $200. That's what I was awarded.
Liz, I'm gonna say this, and we do have to hold somebody else accountable in the midst of this. Why in the hell are we? Because I'm guaranteed she got a bunch of grandkids and kids in that area where she's at because they came to the place. Why the hell are you allowing your old ass grandmama, knowing you live in one of the with cancer, to go to a grocery store, racist city, by herself, and this takes place? Because guaranteed, if her grandson would have been with her, or a granddaughter or a daughter or a son. One, if grandmama would have found that $50, one of them would have told her, keep your goddamn mouth
Shut your
closed.
motherfucking grandma. If you
You don't get your
but
slide
I
that bitch over there and
love
we'll
that
pick it up
grandma
later.
is like that. I love the character of the grandmother.
Tony, why your face look like that? She should have gave the money back. Okay, I'm just wondering. I'm about to say,
You know what? I can't listen. I can't because y'all. I
just was
was.
making sure.
What is it? I think it had to be ship. I was doing the ship and I was in Fort Lauderdale and I was on the beach. I found $300 in an envelope and it said like different things. I guess she hadn't took out all the money. She had rent, this and this. I told the manager straight up, if somebody come, you could give them my number. If they come looking for money. I ain't tell him what it was, how it was. And sure enough, a lady called me and was able to tell me to the exact dollar that was in that envelope. And me and my niece Labara took it back.
I would have done something like that.
Yes.
You never know if that was somebody's last, to where if it ain't something that I desperately need, if I could give it back, I'm gonna give it back. But that's me. Not saying that if any of y'all find money and y'all be like, shit, ain't nobody here, blah, blah, blah. But if I was where she at and the rules the way that is, honey, that thing would have slide. And if you feel that bad about it, give 6% to God in collection plate.
Listen,
it's 6%, not 10?
10%, whatever.
Oh.
Well, you could, and if you don't want to give it, if you don't want to give it to God,
look, I ain't never have to pay tax. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, so I don't know. See, that's why I'm just summing it up somewhere. I don't know. That wasn't in my religion background.
If you forgot to tell him if you don't want to give it to God, you can give it to Sweet Daddy Bailey.
Okay, so like I said, you can put it in the collection plate. We ain't giving nothing to nothing, because nothing. I'm not dealing with you and your ass going in time. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not dealing with y'all. This man right here.
Listen, on the real though. On the real, I and Juicy said a mouthful. I think individuals, no matter how small or how large the crime is, and grandmama really didn't intend on, because her intention was to give it back to whomever come back and say, I'm losing it. But at the same time, let's all be mindful of the area that we live, the times that we live in, that hasn't never really changed. It's just up on the cloth.
That's what I don't get.
And say to ourselves, we have to know the laws in the areas that we live in, because it is plain and clear on in the law that what type of measures these individuals can go to the extent of detaining you if they feel that you've stolen something. Now, Tony, you live in you worked multiple years, and Juicy, you have, and I think Tay may have in the retail industry as I have. In the state of Florida, it is not the clerk's responsibility to try to prevent anybody from walking out the door with anything. You are to call the police and hope that they catch them before they get off the.
Let's go even further. Not just the cashier's responsibility. I was in management, so it wasn't even management's responsibility.
Mm-hmm. You can't even put your hand on them people.
That wasn't my job.
Well, from that outline, they say they could use force like the police
in Texas.
Yeah, that's what I'm. We know that ain't in Florida,
but we also gotta
this
know
is
what
stand your ground, bitch. It'll be blazing.
Texas is not the state for us.
Definitely not.
Definitely.
There is. First off, there is not a law written on this land that is for us.
Listen, I just don't be. I can tell you one time I was in Atlanta we were supposed to be boarding a plane. When we went to board this plane, yeah, we were supposed to. We had our thing, and you know how it'll send you reports. The plane is delayed and da da da. So we knew that we was hella early. Then they tell us when we get there, they're like, oh, well, that flight already came and it's left. Now, mind you, we done already checked in. We sitting there. So now, mind you, I wasn't the one that went up there. I'm real chill. I'm like, okay, you can handle it. So I'm sitting there, and she was like, well, sir, the plane, it hadn't already took off, blah, blah, blah. Now, mind you, I'm good with numbers. So we sitting there, and the lady was like, well, we probably could get you on this next flight, which this next flight was like 3 more hours. So y'all, out of nowhere, 45 minutes had them passed, and do you know, my plane number goes up. Melvin walks up to the people. He's like, I just heard our plane number and da 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 da. Now, mind you, it was 2 white girls there. Another lady that wasn't there, she was like, your name wasn't even on this plane, and we had 3 left. Our flight attendant took that spot. He thought he was gonna finish that talk. By the time I was fucking done at that airport, they gave me $1,500 in. That's why I say I cannot be in a situation to where I know I'm right, and you doing me wrong. I take death before I let you try me.
You know, I was gonna say one of the things we gotta pick our battles, and how to fight the battle is also the key. Some battles you need to use some force. Some battles you need to use some strong mental force. But we got to know how to properly fight and how to stand our ground and do what we need to do for ourselves.
Well,
and the best.
Chantel Johnson, stay y'all ass out of places where they don't want you.
Yeah.
Well,
Stop
you
trying
still
to be with the Jones and be with the Browns.
You still taking your ass and getting on people's boats and airplanes and stuff.
And I will be on one this weekend. Boom.
Y'all, let me get ready to get us up out of here.
Like this here. And yes.
Let me get ready to get us up out of here. My sister is crazy. But we're gonna go.
Hey, look, he said I was crazy when he got his hair done last night. You see, black
Why
people
you
just do you all type of wrong.
You was crazy then.
You know what? I think I need to tighten up the front right there. You need to come let me read.
Nah.
just be doing me all type of road.
Listen, this has been a great show tonight. I like everything about it. My sisters were both bringing it. My brother did his job, as he normally do, sit up there looking. Anyway,
you and Juicy did. I learned a lot from you and Juicy. In the first beginning, I was like, and I was Googling why y'all was doing to make sure y'all telling me the truth.
I know you were. I know that's what you were doing.
So if y'all saw my head down, let me tell you, I was checking the facts. Before I lock it into my memory bank, I needed to make sure that what I'm soaking in is factual. I'm like, wait, I didn't even know that.
So
even it was like, darn, I ain't know that.
Let them folks know what you found out when you hit the computer the other night before we get out of it. How many people own the seed every planet on the planet?
One family. One family owns the seed. Every seed. It don't matter what seed. If flowers, roses, what else is a seed? Carrots.
Everything. Every seed.
One family owns that.
And know that the packages also say, like, if I plant flowers and I want to sell those flowers, I have to ask permission to sell the flower.
Because the seed is again in that flower.
Let me tell you what she mean by ask permission. Set up the percentages so they could get their money off the top.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, people. We're gonna go ahead and we appreciate everybody attending, watching this show tonight. I'm talking about as I look back, sometime I think about where we came from season 1 to where we are in season 3, and the growth that has taken place with the addition to Juicy, when Savage was here, and just looking at, I'm like, damn, we went from being hole stompers to very knowledgeable, very knowledgeable individuals on this podcast, and I'm just so grateful to be
to no business to a lot of bit. You went from no businesses to 2.
Yeah. Tony, you writing books. We bring Cake in, and she got businesses and 1,300 degrees, and we just unstoppable. But we're gonna go ahead and
376.
Get it right.
Oh man. We just want to I just want to give God the glory for just having you guys. One of my friends I talk to about y'all all the time, about how we were talking about y'all today, about how having that net circle around you where you have to remove. And we include you too, Ned. I know you back there somewhere in the back, taking notes and writing stuff down and ready to cuss people out after the show. But we she our backstage manager. She does it all. But you have to have individuals that want to push you to excel in great progression. Anything that's in your life that does not, if you feel that it's holding you down, let that anchor go, and it don't matter who it is, and just grab hold to everybody that's pushing you upward. And I mean, I can go on about what my people do for me and how it enhances my life, and I hope that I enhance y'all. I know sometimes I can be, I talk very, I don't talk much, but I do talk loud. But we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, and I love y'all. We're gonna start off with the juiciest cakes in the business. Let them know.
You can find me here every Tuesday and Friday on the ATL Show, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out enliventoyou.com to get your Declare Detox tea and join us on our 21-day process. This month is nutrition, so we recognize and being healthy and being nutritionists. And you can hit me up on Instagram at Miss Beautiful, TikTok Miss Juicy Cakes, and Facebook Nicole Purse.
All right, I got a question for you, Kate. If the women are eating nutritious, does it make them nutritious?
Yes, it does. And it makes the men nutritious as well.
When are we doing the big reveal? Are all of us? Well, no, that ain't gonna work because Juicy way down yonder.
But no, we were gonna do it. How we said we were gonna do it? Take our pictures and
take your pictures before and after, and also take a picture of the scale before and after.
Yeah.
Oh no, I want a full screen of all of this body.
Yeah.
Legacy, you listen. I'm doing my thing. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna let them know how they can find you.
Yeah.
You can find me on Facebook at Tayama Copeland. You can find me on Instagram at Tayama01. And you can find me at JustinTimeAccessories.com. You can find me on my phone number, but I don't want to talk to nobody really, so don't call. I'm busy running after my man Tyson. Don't call.
Listen, y'all, I done told y'all my sister crazy, but we love her. That's ours. She belongs to us. Don't go ahead and bring out the man that makes it possible for us to be out here in this ATL world, on this ATL land, to be able to bring you these goodies and these informations and the sweetness and the cakes and the AB, and definitely the legacy of the ATL, Mr. Anthony Brown. AB. Let him know, nigga.
You can find me on all social medias on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube on Anthony Brown or The Anthony Brown Show. On Facebook, I have a Facebook page. Please follow that page as well. It's called Anthony the Writer. I'm also on TikTok, Facebook Reels under Anthony Brown 561. And words to live by, you got to grind until you shine.
All right, I just want to give a shout out to my sister. Y'all still the T7. I'm joking. That's my other sister. But Tiama, I want to thank you for being the best hairstylist. You make me look as wonderful as I am. I appreciate you. We'll go ahead and bring out the one and only. Y'all know who I am. The one, Legacy, the great.
Juicy. She's supposed to be coming. I'm waiting.
Shush. Legacy the Great. At a Dream Williams. You can hit me on YouTube at Legacy the Great. My email address is legacyunlocked@mail.com. Y'all can call me for business purposes only at 229-630-7615. Or for need any legal assistance, you can hit me up at 561-907-9129. Listen, I want to go ahead and say this. All that I was talking, on a serious note about the law. We got to know who we are. But I'm definitely running my motherfucking vehicle through that goddamn car, through that damn stove. If you lock Josie Williams, if you lock Lula Mae Roberts, Abraham Roberts, and goddamn Beverly Cummins up in the goddamn stove, I got a bunk and gun club waiting for me. I'd rather be judged by 12 than y'all to put your hands on my people. We out of this bitch. ATL!
Yeah. 28 grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Little people the kings, little people the kings. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the. Don't know why you can't wanna wait to be when it's sweet just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early didn't finish the plate. Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that, losing makes me sneeze. Like you phony rap cat, about to make me squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, ANT is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you rap cats, so you niggas my sons, and I'm the truth. Wow, cause I'm the motherfucking champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the still rep the ANT, but I carry my throne. God bless this child that been holding on. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause ain't another rapper out here better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you not. So when you can't scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the half. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the little cats know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. See, I put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people licking trade lunch. And my throne, I'm the key. You can put that on my heart and I'm the God. Wow.